Hello and welcome back to Smart Freight Center Academy's Q&A series. My name is Marcus Lomax. I'm a technical manager at SFC, and today we'll be discussing transport activity. What does it mean? What are the different components, namely distance and quantity of freight? And why does ISO 14283 require the distance to be used to calculate transport activity to be either the shortest feasible distance or the great circular distance? So transport activity is essentially a combination of the quantity of freight, which is typically calculated using tons, but you can also calculate that using other metrics such as TEUs or 20-foot equivalent units, which is often a common measure used in the container shipping industry, combined with the distance. And so it is a multiplication of the tonnage and the distance. This is why you often see transport activity being referred to as ton kilometers, or in the case of the container shipping industry, TEU kilometers. So we previously referred to transport activity as being a combination of the quantity of freight and the distance. ISO 14283 stipulates that the transport activity distance to be used should be the shortest feasible distance or the great circular distance. So ultimately there is two recommended transport activity distances, but there's also a third one, namely actual distance. And so these differ namely by how they are calculated. So the shortest feasible distance is, as the name suggests, the shortest distance between loading and unloading of the cargo, taking into account the overall route. The great circular distance is a distance often used in air transport, so it's the direct distance over the circumference of the Earth, also known as the crow flies. And the actual distance traveled is, as the name suggests, the actual kilometers performed by the vehicle or vessel in question. The reason why ISO 14283 requires the transport activity distance to be either the shortest feasible distance or the great circular distance is because this transport activity distance is accessible by all actors along the physical supply chain. The actual distance is only in theory accessible to the carrier. So the shortest feasible distance and the great circular distance is a more universal distance metric and therefore is a better benchmark for all actors. In addition, the shortest feasible distance or the great circular distance is a better allocation parameter when we want to more evenly distribute emissions among different cargo in a collection and delivery round. If we were to calculate transport activity using the actual distance, then a parcel or a piece of cargo that is delivered towards the end of the round would be unfairly attributed a larger share of the emissions. Thank you for joining me today. I hope these answers offered you some additional insights into the topic. Stay tuned for our next video, in which we'll delve into the topic of reporting and the various requirements. Why is it important to report activity data as well as emission data? What key information points need to be displayed? And in addition, what is the difference between organization level reporting and transport service level reporting?